Hello, and welcome back to stately Vaughan Manor. Now, today we're going to be talking horror. Uh, More specifically, I'm going to be giving you my horror recommendations. So, just in case you're looking for that next horror read, maybe you want something just a little bit different, well, here's some recommendations, some things to think about. Now, this first book I'm going to recommend to you is written by David Morrell, the author of First Blood, creator of Rambo. Now, he wrote a lot of adventure novels, a lot of thriller novels, but this one is pure take no prisoners horror. This is David Morrell's The Totem, written in 1979. Really popular book for a long time. Made it to a lot of best of lists, but I haven't heard it talked about in quite some time. So I'm wondering if people still are picking this up. Now, in this book, Police Chief Nathan Slaughter, of course that's his name, Slaughter, he comes to a small town trying to escape the horrors of the big city, hoping he'll have an easier time in this small little town. Sadly, it's not to be. Things start off with cattle mutilations, and well, you know how it goes with cattle mutilations. Things tend to go south from there, and boy, they do, because people start showing up dead, horribly mutilated, as if by some horrible monster. So we don't know what it is. Is it a werewolf? Is it a zombie? We find out eventually, and boy, it's pretty bad. So this is David Morrell's The Totem, a great take no prisoners horror story, hits you where it hurts kind of story. And the ending of this, savage. It really is. So if you're in the mood for that kind of thing, The Totem. Now, this next book is a classic kind of horror story. It's a creature feature. Now, my favorite monsters, my favorite creatures have always been werewolves, and this is a good book about werewolves. This is The Wolfman by Nicholas Picaro. No relation to Lon Chaney Jr.'s Wolfman. So in this Wolfman, the werewolf gets his curse in the jungles of Vietnam, brings it back home to the United States, and he just has a terrible time because he can't shake this curse. He wants to, because every full moon he goes out and starts killing folks. You know how it is with werewolves, and he tries all kinds of things to stop it. He even tries to kill himself, but doesn't work. Next full moon, right back up. But he does figure out that he can direct the werewolf, that he can send it towards bad people, murderers, folks like that. So he's kind of like Dexter before Dexter ever happened. A werewolf version of Dexter. But eventually he runs into a serial killer who just might be his match. And that's the story that you get here in The Wolfman. This is a good book. Unfortunately, Nicholas Picaro never wrote another one. He died a young man. He was a New York City volunteer auxiliary police officer. He was killed in the line of duty, so we never got another novel from him published. He was planning, from what I understand, to write a series about the character in The Wolfman, and man, that would have been great. I really wish he had done that. So that didn't happen, but we do have this book, and it's, like I said, a great creature feature, a fun book, lots of humor in this book, lots of action, great monster, The Wolfman. Okay, this next one that I'm going to talk about, Charles Beaumont. I love Charles Beaumont. Charles Beaumont was the other guy that Rod Serling hired to write Twilight Zone episodes along with Richard Matheson. And he wrote some great ones, some of them based on the short stories that you will find in this book, like Perchance to Dream and The Howling Man, famous stories by Charles Beaumont. Really great stuff in this. He was a wonderful writer. And look at that cover. Yeah, that is a great cover that really captures the spirit of the stories you'll find in this volume. It's a great Penguin Classics volume. He was right up there with Richard Matheson and Ray Bradbury as far as quality of writing was concerned. We don't have that much from him, unfortunately, because he also died a young man. He died in his early 30s of what was probably early Alzheimer's disease, early onset Alzheimer's. We don't know for sure, but that's probably what it was. At the time, it just seemed like this guy who was just so full of life just started to lose his energy, his personality, and his memories. It seemed like he started to become an old man as a young man in his 30s, and it was as if he had slipped into one of his own stories. Really, really tragic. Great writer, and I highly recommend this. You will not go wrong, and you will not be disappointed in this book. Charles Beaumont, Perchance to Dream, Selected Stories. Okay, this next one, we're going to go back to Victorian England here. This is The Beetle by Richard Marsh. And I cannot do better than to read a little bit from the synopsis in the back, because it really captures this book. The eminent politician, Paul Lessingham, is known for his cool, fearless demeanor, but he has not reckoned with the beetle, a creature from the depths of ancient Egypt, neither human nor insect, bent on revenge for the crimes committed against the disciples of a centuries-old cult, and wholly without mercy. Now, the beetle is just a creepy, creepy monster, unlike any other monster that I can think of, particularly from this period. This is a really entertaining book. I'm a little surprised to see it in this really nice Penguin English Library edition, because it was all but forgotten for a very long time. I don't think there's a regular Penguins classic of this, at least not yet. But it's a really good book. It gave Dracula a run for its money back in the day, and it's still really entertaining today. I mean, there are moments in here that are just really creepy. I mean, there are moments in here that are ridiculous, but there are also moments in here that are really creepy, and it's a lot of fun, especially if you like classical horror like I do. So I highly recommend The Beetle by Richard Marsh. Now, this last book I recommend to everybody because it's great. This is The Rim of Morning by William Sloane. The Rim of Morning, 2 Tales of Cosmic Horror. It has 2 novels in here. His 2 novels. I don't think he ever wrote any others. The 2 novels in this book are To Walk the Night and The Edge of Running Water. 2 great cosmic horror novels. The first one, To Walk the Night, starts off with 2 guys going to a college to see their former teacher, and they find him burning. It's a really mysterious death, and there's a mystery at the heart of this novel. In the professor's home, they find a strange, mysterious woman. It's great. It is like a cross between a mystery novel and just a horrific, horrifying cosmic horror story. And it's really great, because the more of the mystery that is revealed, the weirder and weirder things get. Really great stuff. I highly recommend it. The second book in here is also really good, The Edge of Running Water, in which a scientist is experimenting, trying to break his way through to the land of the dead, or the dimension of the dead, and of course, endangering all humanity while he's at it. Really, really a good book. Again, really creepy and unique. I can't think of 2 other books that are really like this. Really, really good stuff. And Stephen King, you'll see his name prominently there, wrote the introduction to this volume, and it's pretty good. It's a pretty good introduction. All around, great book. And yeah, I can't recommend this highly enough. I'm going to read you just a little bit of it, just to give you a taste of its wonderfulness. So, what do we hear? Okay. A year ago, it would have seemed to me ridiculous to assume that there are some facts it is better not to know. And even today, I do not believe in the bliss of ignorance or of the folly of knowledge. But this one thing is best left untouched. It rips the fabric of human existence from the throat to hem and leaves us naked to a wind as cold as the space between the stars. The fringe of that cold touched me once. I know what I am talking about. Ooh, creepy stuff. It's great. The whole book is full of stuff like that. It just gives you the willies. It's wonderful. Yeah. The Rim of Morning. Way high on my recommendation list. So, just some quick recommendations for you if you're looking for that next horror read and don't know what to pick up. This is a good one. These are all good ones. All right. I hope you enjoyed this video. Gonna have some more videos coming up soon. Now I know I haven't got that Stephen King video out yet, but I will get it out soon. Just have to organize my thoughts on that one because it might be a little controversial, this Stephen King video. I have some thoughts. So I'll get that one out pretty soon. And I'll have, as well as that Phantom of the Opera video I mentioned, I'm gonna get that one out pretty soon too. A couple of things I'm thinking of doing. So I'll catch you again real soon here at Stately Vaughn Manor. You have a good night.